Hello, traders, and welcome to tradingwithbill.com. I'm Bill. We're in Thailand, and we've got cloudy, rainy skies on a Tuesday morning. Traders currently 6:45 a.m. here in Thailand. That would be 19:45 on Wall Street on a Monday night. Traders, good to be with you back at the trading desk. Well, things are moving, but not as good as we would have liked to have seen. And so we're going to get into it today. Let me just check one thing before we get started. Let's get back to the weather here for a second here. So yesterday I was going to the U.S. session, and all my charts are ready. Everything's ready to go. I'm in my seat, ready to go for about 2.5 hours. Trades in New York, and the thunderstorms hit, the lightning, and all that stuff. I can do it with rain and wind, but man, that lightning starts, my computers go off. It's the end of that. My no New York. So I have no idea what happened in the New York session yesterday, but we'll take a look at and see what happened. I was not around for it. I missed the whole New York session. I think I actually went to sleep pretty early. I went to sleep like 10 o'clock, and it was still lightning, thundering, pouring rain, so it didn't happen. But I do see that the dollar index hasn't really done anything. It's still at 93.80, but, that's what it is. What's going on today? Aussie NAB business confidence comes out today. China's got CPI. What do we got? PPI out of China also today. Wow, not too much, huh? GDP for the Great British Pound, that ought to be interesting. Industrial production out of the pound. Manufacturing production out of the pound. Trade balance out of the pound. That should make for an interesting European Open, if nothing else. Trade balance and trade balance non-EU coming out. And then, of course, we got out of the euro, we got the German Zoo Economic. I like looking at that every month. It's an interesting stat. And we got Zoo Economic Sentiment coming out. U.S., we got the JOLTS jobs opening today. And that's about it, my friends, as far as that goes. Let's take a look at what happened in New York yesterday. So I'm looking at this for the first time. I see oil just basically staying sideways, just below that 80 mark. Oil is at 73.98 a barrel. The dollar index is now at 94.07. That's good to see a little bit of an up move. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll continue to the upside. The spiders has really moved to the upside at 277.9. If we look at the VIX has come down to 12.69. That's what we talked about yesterday. We're worried about that. That VIX comes down to 12, 11, 10. Now we're into that summer move. But you know what? I read something really interesting from a very person I respect very much. And he said, don't let these people who write articles and all this stuff say that just because the VIX is down, trading is over. It's not. That's a myth. That's a falsehood, especially if you're trading in the U.S. session. The ES is doing okay. It's up for the third day in a row. As we can see, we have another higher low and a higher high. However, it is coming up to a significant resistance level, so we'll keep an eye on that. If you take a look down in the right-hand corner here, this is the euro, and the euro, it's been pretty bullish. So I'm expecting that to take a dump. This big blue line right here is a 200 exponential moving average at 1.1910. And we're currently at 1.1865. So not too far away where this is going to come up to that 200 exponential moving average. And I would expect a move to the downside if nothing happens with the dollar. Stronger week, right? All right, good on it. We didn't do too bad yesterday, time-wise. So let's get to the charts. So one that I found very interesting today was this. Now I'm learning this trading view, and I apologize. It's taking a little bit of time, but we are learning it, and it's happening. So the numbers to the right, the price numbers, you should be able to see a lot clearer now. I figured out how to make them bigger. I was doing it via my computer. Now I'm doing it inside the actual trading view program. So you should be able to see price numbers a lot bigger. This is just booming itself to the upside on this ASEAN. I want to sell this. This is really extended. It's overbought, but this just continues to look like it wants to move to the upside. I'd like to get in this at 82.80. I'd like to sell this. I'd really want to see that this 10 exponential moving average, of course, is below price. So we'll see what happens going on later in today. If we can get in this, folks, this is just a wide open trade. There is no price action here. There's no price back here. We're in territory we haven't been in a long time. So this is looking really nice to us that we can maybe get into this Aussie yen pair today and make some pips on it. But I got to be honest with you, 2 candles ago, I was at my desk and I didn't see those 2 green candles coming, so I just put this back on. And it's definitely taking a move to the upside. So we're just going to leave it alone, see what happens, and we'll let it go. We'll let it go. Let's take a look at, let's see what we have. I'm sorry, that was the Aussie dollar, folks. That was the Aussie dollar. My mistake. My mistake. Did I say the ASEAN? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, that was the Aussie dollar. No, I was right. That was the Aussie yen. Sorry, my mistake. I got a double here. Okay, so let's take a look at the euro. So here's our euro pair. See, this came back down yesterday. We were looking for this yesterday. Remember, we had this move here. Right, we were taking a look at this. Right, that resistance area. All right, we need to hide this. Oh my goodness. There we go. Hide that, baby. We don't need that. I don't trade off these charts, so we don't need to have price up there. All right, so here we go. This is what we were looking at yesterday. Looking at getting this at 1750. Well, we're at 1790 already. So that basically is a wash there. This is going to be a wash here. Because really, if we get into this now, right, if we end up with a trade here, we want to get out at that 200 exponential moving average. We'll see what happens, though. You know, this to me looks like this is going to bounce. It's at the 55. It's at the 10. It's slow. Those candles are pretty small. And we'll just keep an eye on it. Let's see if I can make those candles bigger. Think. Oh, learning a new platform is always an adventure. Yeah, so we'll just keep this the way it is, and just keep an eye on it. The euro dollar. Let me get back down here. There we go. Let's do the New Zealand dollar. And let's bring this out. So this, apparently we haven't done that in a while. So here we are with the New Zealand dollar. And it doesn't look too bad. Right, we're coming up on this resistance level. Come on, go away. So we're coming up on this resistance level here, and you know, we'd like to sell this, but we're looking at selling it. You see, we're at 8,300 here, 68,300. That's okay. Yeah, we'd like to sell this right here, folks, right there, right below this 55 EMA. Maybe we get 83.40, 83.40. And we can take this to the downside, and yeah, 68.40. Sorry, I said 83. 68.40 to the downside. We'll get out of it at 6,800, right? So you know, we're looking at 60 pips, and maybe we can do that. That wouldn't be a bad way to start today. So we'll get out about there. So at 6,800, we'll get out. 68.10, somewhere there, right? You don't want to get bounced. But this looks like this is pretty decent here to the downside. Again, you know, looking at, we have some nice wide open spaces here. This looks really nice here. Just to the downside, if we break the 200, man, we're really wide open here for a nice launch to the down. We up to that 0.6740 area. We can continue to take this downside. Now my long-term bias has always been to the downside of the New Zealand dollar. So I'm very bearish in the Kiwi, and I have been for a long time, and I'm going to stay that way. Hasn't proven me wrong yet, but this is a nice move. I mean, if you want to buy this, right? If you want to buy this, we can do that. Let's just grab ourselves a fib retracement here, right? And we're just going to take this down to that end of that swing there, right? So if you wanted to buy this, well, really, you're at your spot, per this fib. You can come to the 50% level at 68.20. Yeah, 68.20. You take that to the upside if you wanted to buy this. You want to take that mode, or you can buy it from where we are here on the New Zealand dollar. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, yes, yes. Wow, it is really nasty out there today, folks. No sun on the beaches today. Won't be going to the gazebo today for a drink. No. Yeah, it's pretty ugly out there. Pretty ugly. All right, what else do we got? Euro Aussie. We took that look at that yesterday. Let's take a look at that on this Euro Aussie. This thing just tanked, huh, folks? This thing absolutely just took off. Just absolutely took off. So what are you looking at doing here? What would be your trade plan here? Well, one, I'd move this resistance level up to here, right? And the next thing we're doing is, we're going to take a look to buy this at some point. I'd really like to see, you're going to buy this. You'd like to see this get above this, this 57.60 area, 65, somewhere in there. You want it to close above this 55 exponential moving average, right? You'd like to see that happen, and then you don't have anything to worry about until it gets about 57.90. So you're 40 pips in profit. Scale out a little bit, put some pips in the pit bank, and see if you can break this. Now, you don't have a wide open space like you do here. Now you're back into all this Forex junk, but hopefully you got a strong enough move where it'll just pull through this 200, which is that green line on the chart. We can take it to the upside, and then I'd be looking to resell it right there, folks, at 55.50. I like my 50s numbers. 20s, 80s, and 50s and whole numbers, I like them. So there we are. That's what it looks like on this Euro Aussie. I'm expecting this to make that turn. I am expecting it to make that turn. That's the one thing about this pair. When it decides to get in an operation, it just stays there. I mean, you can see over here, all the way left of the chart here, this thing just took off to the upside. It doesn't care what's going on. Boom. Just keeps on moving its way to the upside. Well, it's the same thing that's happening here, right? It's just continuing to come down. Listen, the moving averages aren't telling us that this wants to turn around. Moving averages are telling us, listen, this thing's going to continue. Current candle is a doji, and we have the 10 EMA right on top of price, just for an example. All right, something that we talked about yesterday, and I'm excited about, is let's go ahead and move over to, our Ichimoku charts. Just take a peek at those. So here's the euro dollar. Okay, here's the euro dollar back in the cloud. So we're back in the cloud in the euro dollar. We're not going to do a thing, folks. We just leave this baby alone. Right? We're just going to leave this alone. Nothing to do here. Let's grab the pound. Here's the pound.
It's 7 hours.
So, this here, we'll talk about this as we go along, but we had some bad, good to the downside on the pound yesterday. It's now below the cloud, so we're going to watch this. This blue line is current price action. This red line is what it's expecting to do in the future, and it tells me it wants to go sideways. It's not saying it wants to go up. It's not saying it wants to come down. What I like to look at is what is happening 28 time frames back, right? And that's this line. That's the only lagging indicator in the Ichimoku cloud, and it's saying it wants to continue to the downside. So very interesting stuff here. Look at this down, up, move, and there it is right there, but it's curved to the downside. Telling me it wants to continue to the downside. Remember, if it's below the cloud, we're looking for a sell opportunity. If it's in the cloud, it's a no trade, and we're just going to leave it like that. Here's the pound yen. Take a look at that. Here's the pound yen. Looks like it's in the cloud. Right? It's in the cloud. We have no trade, nothing to do here. As long as this stays in the cloud, we're just going to leave it alone. There's nothing to do here. Sorry about that. I got something in my eye. So we'll just keep it up there. We're going to keep an eye on it, but really nothing to do here. Traders, that does it for me on a Tuesday. Awesome to be with you. And what can I say? Let's have a good trading day. I'm not going out. It's pouring rain, and we've got really nasty skies. Traders, always remember to trade smart, not hard. We'll see you tomorrow morning in Asia. Traders, have a great trading day, my friends. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.